Aurawest here, and today we're going to be doing If You're Not Talking With Them. Bummer. Alright, for this particular video, it's going to be about an ex-partner, as it always is. Somebody you haven't had any contact with. Generally, the rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months. However, if it's something recent where you're kind of having very limited communication, I've said in the past that's fine too. But the point of the video is it's targeting someone that you're having very minimal, if at all, contact with that is an ex-partner. Alright? However, feel free to do what you want to do. Alright? Interpret tarot carefully. Alright? Not every message can be for every person. Alright? There's a lot of different situations out there. So you really do need to use your judgment when something does apply to you and when it doesn't. Don't force messages that just don't sound like your situation. Alright? Thank you for everybody that leaves lovely comments on my videos or likes the video. That always helps the channel grow. I know I don't post as actively as I should, but you know, I have periods like that where sometimes I post a lot and other times I don't. It just depends on what's going on in my life at any given time. Alright? I mainly read tarot just because I like reading it. Alright? I don't so much treat this like a business. Alright, so that's why I don't, obviously, like I said, I'm not trying to force postings and all that kind of stuff. But irregardless, I'm so thankful for anybody that does show up to watch these videos. What else? If you need to find the timestamps, you can find that in the comment section. Look for my name, it'll be highlighted and pinned. Just click that show more info and you'll see all those blue links there. You can click whatever link you want to go to see whatever zodiac you want to watch. Alright, and what else? I think that's pretty much it. And also my email is in the description box of this video. Alrighty, let's check that this video is not compressed here. Do we have a clear video feed? Yes, we do. Great. Fantastic. Camera's good. Aries. How are you doing, Aries? I hope your week is going great. Alright? But if you're having a bit of a rough week or you've been having some rough days recently, don't worry. Everybody is. I think it's something with the moon. Alright? I think we're coming into Taurus season or something. Alright. Tell me about the person our Aries are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? So we have the Nine of Wands and the Chariot reversed. So that's some Sagittarius and Cancer energy. This is somebody that it would suggest there has been barriers of some sort between you and them. Some type of obstacle. Who the hell knows what that is? You would probably know better than I would. It's going to be different for every situation. But it's highlighting a barrier of some sort that keeps arising or coming about between the both of you that stops you and them from being a thing. Alright? Nine of Wands kind of suggests there could even be some resistance on one or both sides when it comes to whatever this issue is. Alright? There's a lot of ways I can interpret this, but my thinking is it's probably something that's a specific reoccurring issue. Could it be multiple things? Sure. So, but whatever this is, it is something that when you two come together, it's some type of issue that keeps festering that causes a little snag. All right. It can also kind of suggest, for some of you, an issue that has been worked on or attempted to be resolved for quite some time. And it may be something it doesn't have to be something major or significant, but it could just be, again, something that tarnishes your connection with this person. It's like, God, if it just wasn't there, or they didn't do this, or I didn't do this, I can't help myself sometimes. I mean, I have behaviors sometimes when I just can't help doing certain things that I know annoy people. Right? Trust me, I've found out on this channel many times. Alright. Tell me about the person our Aries are not talking to. How does this person feel? How do they feel towards our Aries? So we have the Magician reversed, some Gemini energy. How else does this person that Aries is not talking to feel towards Aries? We have Seven of Wands. We have some Leo energy there. Whoever this individual is for the most part, not seeing the means for anything to go, well, to start or to go anywhere between you and them. All right? The Magician reversed is somewhat negative here. Well, it's always negative, but in this particular context, it's coming back to whatever this is. The reversal can suggest a person that's kind of viewing you, Aries, and them, where there's some factor again that is making it like that's not going to happen. All right, because of this reason, or Aries keeps doing this, or can't help herself or himself doing this, and that's going to create a real problem. Or I try to resolve this issue with Aries and it doesn't go anywhere, or whatever. So I'm assuming this is a person that is in some ways wanting things to be a certain way, but they're not presenting themselves in that way that they're seeking. In other words, you're not bending in a way that they want. All right, we have Seven of Wands here, kind of suggesting resistance again. This person may have somewhat of a stance on how they see things that perhaps it's like I'm seeing a unique insight, Aries, that you're not quite able to grasp yet. These are matters of a 200 IQ brain. These are Albert Einstein probably would have trouble understanding himself. So me trying to explain it to you is obviously going to be a challenge. So maybe you just need to listen to me and just trust that I know what I'm doing. I mean, I understand that I crashed my car on the way here to talk to you, but that doesn't mean that I don't know how to drive. It just means that it was someone else's problem, and they crashed into me. You said it was a wall that you crashed into. That thing doesn't drive. Perhaps the construction people didn't understand where I was going to be driving in the future. Maybe it's a person that has advanced logic and reasoning that most people don't understand. All right. What I'm trying to say is that whoever this person's energy is seems to be someone that's probably leaning towards, I want it my way. And Aries is just not quite getting what I'm trying to say to them. And whether it's sincere or not, it doesn't really change the fact that it's unproductive. It's not really going to result in anything meaningful here. What is the reason this person that Aries is not talking to, why are they not talking with Aries? What is the main reason? What can we know? We have Six of Pentacles horizontal here. This is suggestive that this person feels, well, per their rationale, and per what the tarot's saying, is that on occasion, you do play ball and you do give them what they want. Now, I'm not saying that in reality this person comes around with a list of demands and is telling you to do this and do that, although for some of you that's entirely possible. But for the most of us, it's probably that this person, when they're around you, whether you're just hanging out, Netflix and wholesome movie time, they may feel that you are more affectionate or responsive, or you're doing a little bit more, or making it easier for them on certain days. But other times, you don't really give them much, or they feel that you're a bit restrictive, Like when they took you to that oyster bar and you didn't want to pay the $500 tab because they ate all the oysters. They may feel that you're being a bit stingy with your finances. Alright? Hey, I paid for Jack in the Box the other day and your McDonald's burrito. So I don't understand why you can't get this $500 tab. I just think that's, fair. This person may not understand equality very well. I'm just kidding. All right, I'm being overly sarcastic here. Essentially, this person, in truthfulness, is just seeing that sometimes you give more and other times you don't. All right, and it probably frustrates them. All right. Really and truly, what people are actually searching for romantically in a relationship, doesn't matter what side you're on, is this. You want someone to give you stuff, be easygoing, shower you with love, or just give you things to make you feel important. Maybe for a guy standpoint, that's getting lots of titty pics, all right? Or for a woman, maybe it's getting taken out and whatever and told I love yous every day or something. I don't know. But some people want what they want, right? But when they're getting resistance, which this clearly shows, it may be a problem for this person. This person may translate a degree of this as well. That when you don't give, it's showing that you're adding to the problem or you're just not interested. Translation, you just don't really care. I've put a lot of time into this and yeah, I'm just not, I've tried to work with you on this. Translation again. You just didn't do what I wanted. So we've got a big ass issue there, Aries. Maybe this is a compromise issue or slash situation here where both parties just can't seem to compromise because they kind of nitpick a little bit. Maybe valid nitpicking, where there's certain things the other person's doing that's just getting irritating. Alright? There's no need to always ask where I'm at or what I'm doing when I literally updated you where I was at and what I was doing. Well, you didn't text me, you took 5 minutes longer than you should have. I kind of get I'm saying these things because this is kind of what I'm reading off this energy. It has to be some type of little quarreling. Or just little, you guys are good for a bit, and then there's just a little quarreling. And then we got to take a timeout. Put Aries in timeout. You're in the corner chair with that, what is that? That long thing that he used to put in the person's head back in the day to humiliate them. I feel like it's one of those things. The stupid hat. Will this person reach out to Aries? Actually, let me ask this. The person that Aries is not talking to, how do they see Aries currently? Yeah, the Page of Swords doesn't tell me a whole lot. Why did they see Aries as Page of Swords? Emperor. The how they see you question is a bit of a bonus, and I don't want it to weigh heavily on this reading because I think what I've already said is enough. But There is suggestion here this person may feel that you are probing. There's two scenarios here. Either you're talking with someone that they may feel is of significance to you, or you're searching for something like that, or you're communicating to someone, an emperor of some sort. Ace of Wands reverse came out, but I'm not going to take that. This is, but you gotta remember something, when they're saying how they see you, so it's almost implying to a degree that, because the Page of Swords is like a probing energy. So this person's like theorizing that, I'm assuming, I mean, if you're a female watching this, then this is generally an ideal candidate for a dating partner. So this person is kind of viewing or seeing that you're looking for someone long-term here. Emperor is great with kids, family, marriage material, business, finance, 100K job. This person seems to think that you're investigating or looking for something like that, which, I mean, to me would be, for most people, not all, but most, a typical assessment of what a female might look for. If you're a male, what about if you're a male watching this? Clarify that. If they're a male Aries. Not me. So this is no real different if you're a male Aries. It would kind of just suggest that your opposite person is kind of just viewing you as scouting around, looking or waiting. Alright, Nine of Wands is quite an active knight. It would be someone that is searching around for other candidates, partners. Alright? Or it's just showing you're just active. Moving forward. Alright? Will this person reach out to Aries? So we have the Ace of Pentacles horizontal here. This isn't really favorable to you, Aries, because, well, it kind of is and it isn't. Because it's kind of suggesting if there's an opportunity available, they'll go for it. The Ace of Pentacles, if it was upright in this case, would be good, because it would suggest they're seeking an opportunity, something that would just be new grounds. In other words, a platform to work off. There's an opportunity, all right? The reversal would just be things not going in your favor. The opportunity isn't there. Would match with this quite well. It's horizontal here, so it's suggesting it go either way. So really this person, whoever they are, is kind of just waiting, essentially, when the right circumstances are there, they would. So I'm going to conclude that with a 50-50, unfortunately. There's a lot of things that could go on, so I don't know. But yeah, I gotta move on. That's what I got for you, Aries. Alright. To me, it kind of seems like a, I don't know. I don't want to say it's a difficult situation, but I mean, it seems like it would be an individual that's kind of, I don't know. Could be, fuck it. I'm done with your reading. I don't want to speculate on this any longer than I have. Taurus. All right, let's do your reading. Hope all the Taurus gang are doing great. Right. Tell me about the person our Taurus are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can we know about this person? Person, our Taurus. I'm not talking with, we're going to use Banana Tarot is calling. The Banana Tarot Taurus is calling my name. What can we know about the person our Taurus are not talking with? So it says the Chariot reversed. Oddly enough, Aries just had this exact same energy but with a different deck. So this is a person, Taurus, that is suggesting you keep running into barriers, obstacles, or problems that you can't seem to resolve. Alright. The Chariot can also talk about things being stuck, halted. It is Cancer energy. It oftentimes can mention or hint at factors that are emotionally tied. In other words, your feelings are kind of mixed when it comes to the situation. But the key thing here is it is a individual that you seem to run into problems for one reason or another, whether you want to or not. It just there's always an issue about something. It can even in some cases be reasonable things, problems that arise, right, between the both of you that are just life obstacles or things like that, but maybe those obstacles get in the way of things between you and this person or cause some issue. This could, there's a lot of different things that could be outside issues. Could be family related issues, money related issues, could be substance abuse, a lot of different factors, but things that are getting in the way that complicate things, essentially. All right. All right, tell me about this person that's been described as Chariot reversed. How do they feel towards Taurus? Person Taurus you're not talking to. 2 cards. So we have the 4 of Wands reversed. Got some Aries energy there. How else does this person feel towards Taurus? So we have Death. This isn't favorable here to you, Taurus, because it's kind of suggesting that with the 4 of Wands reversed, in their feelings they view, well, they kind of just, from an internal standpoint, are seeing the situation as it's rocky, unstable. The 4 of Wands is, when it's upright, is a great card in relationships because it does talk about you guys connecting and it stays stable, it's functional, you're on the same path together, you're moving forwards, you have similar interests, goals. Alright, there's achievements. Why? Because, you know, making relationships work is hard. But the reversal is kind of suggesting breakups, separation, not working, things are always on rocky grounds. You know, there hasn't been much success or accomplishments. And then finally next to it is Death, suggesting an ending or putting something to bed type thing. It can talk about a new chapter. Death does have, in some ways, a degree of releasement. Sometimes it can talk about restarting things here, but this energy overall, Taurus, is kind of suggesting someone that's just seeing it as a lost, like a wash type thing. Alright. So emotionally they're, not too hot towards you. Just give me a second to tell the dogs to shut up. Quiet! Doing a carrot reading over here. Way more important than whatever you're barking at. Okay. Why does this person that Taurus is not talking with, why do they feel the 4 of Wands reversed towards Taurus? So it says because of 2 of Swords, It seems that things, once again, it's kind of suggesting at a mental crossroads on what to do. The Two of Swords here, Taurus, isn't, again, what this is telling us is that this person has already been in their mind about a major decision. And normally when people have to make major decisions, there's a reason behind it. All right, it's not as something as simple as choosing, do I want vanilla or do I want chocolate? It's typically like major things that are factors that have to be decisions, right, on what to do. This can be like to go with one job. You could go one job that's across country, or you could take one job locally. Both have cons and pros, but both have serious impacts on, how it's going to pan out for you. Right? Perhaps that other job would be a major boost. Things could go really well, or maybe it wouldn't. But you could also just stay at, something that's safer, but maybe you don't like that job and it doesn't pay as well, right? Well, there's consequences long term. I mean, obviously you're not going to make as much money. You're going to be more miserable, versus, and then also maybe scratching your head about the what if. Maybe that would have worked out. These are things, that's just an example of this kind of energy, right? So this energy is crossing over the Four of Wands reverse, suggesting that this person has reflected that there is, when you and them come together, Taurus, there's been issues that have caused things to become rocky and problematic. And they've had to kind of weigh out what to do about it. I'm not going to clarify the swords, but all you really need to know is there's, and the reason I'm not clarifying the swords is because it's different for every situation, but there's obvious factors that are significant to this person that they've kind of looked at when it comes to you, Taurus, and saying, I don't know, what to do about it, and they're thinking about something significant again. But the other problem with this energy, though, Taurus, is like you can talk about blocked emotions, a standstill where somebody is like reflecting on the instability or the chaotic nature of the Four of Wands reversed, and it's just kind of saying like, I don't really know what to do about this. It's like kind of just, again, it's a degree of trapped, stuck energy. So death may just be something where it's just kind of like, oh well. There seems to be a degree of acceptance in this energy, your Taurus. Why is this person not talking with Taurus? Person that Taurus is not talking to, why is this person not talking with Taurus? So Ace of Pentacles reversed. Oddly enough, we had the same energy also show up in a different deck for Aries. Maybe there's some synergy there. I don't know. The Ace of Pentacles reversed here is just seeing a lost opportunity with you, Taurus. It is, again, negative. The problem with the Pentacle energies is it's required to form stable foundations. All right. While it doesn't carry so much of the emotional value in a connection, it does carry the trust, stability portion. Why is that important? Because when two people come together, life is unpredictable and it's chaotic. It's not for the faint-hearted, obviously. So you're going to run into some pretty significant blunders or challenges in life. And if you don't have much of a stable ground for both of you to stand on, there's not going to be much of a, obviously, relationship, right? Translation, you got my back, I got you. We'll work through this, resolve it. In some situations, scenarios, people just dip out. Or I don't want to deal with it. All right? There just may not be a whole lot of trust or security here. Or it's just rocky at best. All right? Another example of this can be, and I'm just giving a type of example, but to understand the card, but it's kind of like almost like going to a job which has you work Monday, Tuesday, and you're like, oh great, I got paid, and then for no reason, it's just like, oh yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, you're not working. No reason, just you're not. Then Friday, you get work. Then the following week, you get no shifts until Friday. Then you go to your boss and you're like, I got bills. This is a problem. They're like, well, it's just, it'll probably work eventually. I mean, a lot of people are just not going to stand that. They're going to be like, that's just too unpredictable. It's not working out. Why? Because there's just not any trust or stability. You don't know when you're going to get something. This is the same kind of problem here. There's some issue where this person's just lost confidence or they're not seeing the stable ground forming. All right? And you'll notice something here. There's two hands over this opportunity here. The reversal is kind of suggesting there's only one hand on it. One of them's missing. All right? It can also just suggest holding a hand out and waiting. It hasn't shown up yet. All right. How does Taurus view or see this person? This won't apply to all of you. It's more just for me, but let's see what it says. How does Taurus view the person they're not talking with? Justice. I don't want to take that. Why does it say justice? And how Taurus views this person? Nine of Swords. What does that mean for the other person, though? This kind of almost implies like some of you Taurus aren't actually stressing about it. A portion of you, it almost implies, okay, and again, this is very crucial that you listen to this part. It is suggestive that a portion of you are confident that something will resolve with you and this person eventually. Translation, it's like, well, I know things are messed up or problematic, but it'll kind of resolve on its own. When I say that, that is going to mainly apply to the type of Taurus that keeps going in circles with this person. You make up, you break up. You make up, you break up. Okay? So it's almost implying that things will, despite things being chaotic and up in the air type thing, it'll resolve with justice. Coming out of the cold. So there'll be some type of resolution to it. Right? For others of you, again, it's still going to imply a degree of kind of, well, I don't know what else that could suggest besides that, actually. Why would it suggest a Taurus that's confident about that? What is that saying? I'm just wondering if I maybe interpreted that. This is also, okay, when I look at this, it's also possible, Taurus, that this is implying that you kind of see it like this person. I don't know if it's like suggesting like would be the one that you would kind of view would be the one to approach about resolving something. the only card that's mainly important here is the Justice, because that is making something right or resolving some type of issue. So I don't know if it's almost like kind of suggesting like you would see it like it's an ultimatum, like this person's coming, like if things were to kind of resolve or fix itself, it would be this person that would need to make it right, or would choose to be kind of operating like that. Essentially, like getting in contact with you, trying to, but instead of just being friendly, it's kind of like, we need to resolve this issue first, type thing. I don't know. All right, just forget that. Let's move on here. Will this person reach out to our Taurus? The person that our Taurus are not talking to. Will this person reach out? So it says Page of Swords reversed. Probably not. All right. This person may keep tabs on you, Taurus, or kind of like, and this can be probably, to state the obvious, through social media, being nosy, probably occasionally checking what you're doing, but it's the Page is a very curious energy. It is someone that would actually nag you, or definitely reach out if it was upright. Say something spontaneous. But the reversal here is someone that's being reserved. Either they're doing it intentionally, or they're just choosing, I don't know, like I said, just deliberately, like I said, just to annoy you. However, the reversal can also suggest, again, keeping tabs or spying on you. Because it's a safer option. It means they really don't have to engage you. It can just kind of, I guess, check when things change with you or what you're doing. Probably just to see, have you moved on? Seven of Cups comes out as well. Why did that come out? Tell me about the Seven of Cups. This person may also not know much about what's going on with you. Or they get confused, or they wonder, have a lot of thoughts. Why did the Seven of Cups come out? Six of Swords. It seems like I would suggest like this person has a lot of unknowns about whether things will move to calmer waters with you. All right. I'm kind of like mixed on what to think about this reading overall, Taurus. My overall conclusion is that whoever this person is someone that's somewhat defeated towards you. They are kind of seeing things as, again, as a standstill. There seems to be a degree of holding back. All right, reluctance to really engage you. Even if they were to a degree, I don't think it would be much. It's also a lot of like pessimism towards whether things could actually resolve or go in a better direction. This person overall kind of views the situation between you and them as slightly chaotic in the background. Like there's certain things that just don't seem to, I don't know, jive well with them. However, what's the positive? It does kind of suggest they would like things potentially to resolve, but they're not seeing much of a solution to that. Maybe if the stars aligned, things would be different type thing. All right. But anyways, that's what I got for you, Taurus. All right. Gemini, I'm getting high with Gemini. At least I tell myself that. Tell me about the person our Geminis are not talking to. Who is this person? What can I know about this person Gemini is not talking to? So we have the Eight of Swords. What are you guys doing with each other? Could be like some Kinky Kong stuff going on here. Must be Bondage Tuesdays. Another card comes out. Temperance reversed. Whoever this individual is, Gemini, it is someone that to some extent, and I guess it'll vary for certain Geminis, but it's a suggestion here that with temperance being reversed, an imbalance, right, or disharmony between two individuals, all right? But whatever that imbalance or disharmony is, leads to a degree of some type of mental thinking or frustration when it comes to this person. All of those swords going around the person, to some extent, are coming from within, but their thoughts about trying to resolve a problem, a situation, or something, but there's so many possibilities or things, like it's, you know, someone overcomplicating something, but it's frustrating because you're trying to find a solution to the problem. So this may be a person that you have attempted to find some type of, I don't know, solution that works for whatever keeps you guys breaking up or separating, or again, it kind of depends on your situation, Gemini, but it's just someone that it seems like you've encountered some type of issue and you've tried to find a resolution to it and it may not have been successful. All right? Plagues your mind a bit. Tell me about the person our Geminis are not talking with. How does that person feel towards Gemini? So we have the Empress horizontal. How else do they feel? Disconnected and out in the cold. Why does this person feel the Empress horizontal towards Gemini? What's the reason? Queen of Pentacles reversed. So, whoever this individual is at Gemini, to some extent, now I gotta be careful when I see this because there's obviously a lot of different people watching this, but this person sees qualities about you that they're not interpreting or registering as favorable qualities to what they want. I'm not saying that you don't have anything that they don't like, all right? But this pairing here is strongly suggesting qualities that would more align with a long-term partner, all right? What specifically this person you're dealing with has on that list of qualities that would be needed for a long-term gig, I don't know, because it's different for everyone. But it is suggestive that there are certain things they're not seeing with you that is, I guess, turning them off or just frustrating them. All right? They feel disconnected from you on the outs. All right? I guess that's them. Gemini's inside. Some of you literally just threw the dog out. This person may actually still desire a connection with you, Gemini. Whoever's energy this is actually quite... It's a little split. Why do I say that? Because this is almost implying like this person sees qualities that don't work for them, but at the same time are somewhat reminiscing of the connection, but seeing that it's on the outs. It's kind of strange, because it's like, it's really like 1 foot in the door energy, but then asking the question, why are you still here? Why is, if this person doesn't see Gemini as having the type of qualities they desire, then why are they still reminiscing of the connection? Take that upright. So we have horizontal 7 of Swords. No, I'm going to take that as upright. Tell me, why is the 7 of Swords come out? So I have Knight of Cups reversed and 3 of Swords reversed. There may be a degree, and this won't apply for all of you, but a degree of rejection here. In terms of answering the question, it's suggesting that there's some type of getting over, some type of... This energy here is problematic, Gemini, because it can suggest sometimes complicated, tumultuous situations where there's kind of a bit of romantic games, warfare type thing. 7 of Swords doesn't help the Knight of Cups reverse, because that's kind of suggesting also possibility of trickery, or essentially what I'm trying to say, for some of you, a degree of like game playing, you know, stuff like that. But there's some part of like getting over it type thing, or trying to get over that. So it's kind of almost suggesting like a rejection there, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of tricky. I don't think, on second thoughts, Gemini, I don't think I'm like 100% on that message. It's saying something like, something around a degree of rejection. That's all I can really say with confidence. But whatever the case is, whatever that rejection is and however they interpret it, it bothers them. So that is part of the reason why they reminisce on the connection. It's not someone you're going to say, well, they walked away. But again, even if that's true, it would suggest in that case that they're not seeing quality. Again, I already kind of talked about it, like where it's qualities that don't really work or aren't working. But at the same time, I almost wonder if there's like a wanting reality to be different than it actually is type thing going on here. Also, there's like certain behavior that you've displayed that they don't seem to like. And I don't know if that, again, kind of applies back to the 7 of Swords, Knight of Cups reversed. High possibility of some type of potential game playing that was going on here. It's almost implying like they're trying to get over something. The only thing I can really make sense of is like some type of rejection or, again, game playing of some sort. Just kind of disregard that kind of question I just asked. If it doesn't really apply, it's kind of tricky on that one. What is the main reason this person is not talking to Gemini? So it says 2 of Swords reversed, so this person does not know what to do when it comes to you. Right? Will this person reach out to Gemini? Page of Pentacles reversed. Tell me more. What does that mean for Gemini? Page of Pentacles reversed on the trade. Five of Cups. This person, Gemini, what it's saying here isn't a complete direct answer, because it's kind of answering the question saying like this person won't really put effort in to overcome challenges here. All right. The Chariot is important here because if there is problems occurring between you and this person, which I would assume there's something if you're not talking with them, it's implying that the effort needed to do that is not something this person will really put much investment into. The Page of Pentacles reversed just doesn't really put in that arm work and leg work in the beginning to get something off the ground, all right? Especially on the Chariot. It's kind of like, again, a half-assed kind of, I'm just not going to really waste too much time on that type thing. And it's saying what that would mean for you is disappointment, a whole lot of it. Five of Cups is pretty bad energy. But again, this is not really surprising because their energy already kind of suggests someone that isn't really seeing the types of qualities they're truly after. And again, you haven't met quite the checklist, whatever that may be, in their mind. But despite me kind of saying all this negative stuff here, Gemini, the problem also with this person is that there is some other part of them where they do, to some extent, have some type of, I don't want to say attachment, but there are certain things that still plague their mind when it comes to the situation. But at the same time, it's almost slightly nonsensical because it doesn't even really, again, it's like almost describing one foot in the door, but not really having a strong reason on why you're putting your foot in that door type thing. This is like, I just want to be there just because. I don't have any interest in this whatsoever. I'm done with this, but I still have that foot in the door. Why do you have your foot in the door? I don't have a reason. There's got to be a reason why you have your foot in the door. This is that kind of energy. It doesn't really, again, doesn't really quite make sense here. But that's what it's showing, Gemini. My overall opinion is that this person isn't displaying a whole lot towards you in terms of, I'm going to put effort into this. All right? It kind of seems like this person's half-assing it here. If anything, a pipe dream type thing. All right? That's what I got for you, Gemini. Good luck to you. Who knows what's going to happen with this situation. I would also assume if for some of you, if this person does reach out to you, I don't anticipate, and that's an if, I would expect that their degree of effort is going to be very minimal. In other words, they're expecting you to pull out a miracle and change their mind. Some of you may be like, immediately, I'm not doing that. Well, I don't know. I don't have anything else to tell you. That's what I got. Thanks for watching, Gemini. Leave a like if you got something out of that. Hi there, Cancer. Sorry to keep you waiting. It's Dr. West here. I'll be doing your monthly tarot checkup. Alright. Tell me about the person our Cancers are not talking with. Who is this person? What can I know? Temperance reversed, it suggests. So this is an individual that, I mean, I don't know why we're getting a lot of disharmony in these readings. It's kind of suggesting similar things here, but this is an individual, Cancer, that when you and them come together, there seems to be some type of things that aren't mixing. All right. Can we get more information on the Temperance reversed? Page of Pentacles reversed. Don't like this. Cancer, this is suggesting this is a person that when you interact with them, there may be issues. Man, there's a lot of possibilities here. Potential possibilities include financial related issues. All right. There could be, depending on where you are in life, this could be a situation where you come to this person and you're wanting to try and found some stable ground with them. That could be a difficult thing if finances are an issue. It may also be trust related issues here. Maybe you have certain priorities at this whatever point in life you are, and you're trying to establish certain things between this person, aka you want to build a bond and some trust with them. So maybe you've had a lot of bad relationships. All right. It could also just be for other people, you know, depending on where, again, this is one of these weird situations on, it depends on where you are in life. Because it's almost implying like when you come around this person, there's certain issues occurring where you're not quite, it's not putting trust in you about them, right? And it doesn't seem to be an emotion, it's not strongly suggesting an emotional related issue. It's more of something that could be, again, money related. It could be a living situation. It could be, again, trust is a big one here. But the trust part doesn't always have to be relating to cheating. It just be that you're unsure about their motives or the type of effort they're willing to put in. All right. This can also be describing conflict of interest issues here. In other words, you know how they are as a person, and so you kind of question whether them saying whatever they're saying is really sincere. I mean, I've seen this person at the club like all the time and at the bar, and I know I was giving them a chance, but are they really capable of settling down? I mean, they're calling me from the club right now in Miami. What do you think, Cancer? Babe, when are we gonna talk about our living situation? Hey, I can't hear you right now. The bass is really pumping. I'll have to call you, like, just, yeah. Could be one of those things, just leaving you hanging. I don't know. I sense overall, what I'm trying to say here, Cancer, is this seems to be suggesting something, certain issues pertaining to trust here as being a problem. Whether you're seeing certain behavior or not from this person that's giving you the I don't know vibe. The only reason I speculate that's occurring, again, Cancer, and I really want to stress this because this is important, is it's like almost like you're sensing something about this person where it's like it's just not going to work. But that may be kind of you kind of projecting something that didn't happen yet, but you're kind of getting that vibe, but you're sensing, I don't know, something they're doing, all right? Tell me about how this person feels, the person our Cancers are not talking with. Three of Cups reversed. There is disappointment with this person when they view you, Cancer. Nine of Cups reversed. And oh, a whopper. King of Cups reversed. Whoever this person is seems to have, it's an individual Cancer that had quite a wide array of emotions towards you. This reversal in the King energy is quite significant because it's suggesting a, wow, they're viewing the situation as almost like the emotional chemistry or the love has kind of left the building. Alright. The Nine of Cups reverse can also be a problematic card here because it's now kind of downgrading a situation where it's like, well, if me and you came back together and we're kicking it, it's like, it's never going to be the same, you know, because the love and the chemistry, it's not there anymore, you know. Like, we could have sex, but it's sex without love, you know. This person's energy is showing like they see, it's like a loss. Their feeling is showing like a loss, and there's strong emotional energy. So this person it would suggest, had quite a bit of energy invested from the romantic side into you, Cancer. But it's now all switched off. It's got cold. Alright? With energy like this is never going to take off. Alright, so this person's showing a bit of a defeated energy. How does Cancer feel towards this person they're not talking with? Ten of Pentacles reversed. I mean, this whole situation just seemed wrecked. Like a bomb hit it. What is the reason this person is not talking with Cancer? My God, Ten of Swords? So this is going to be for a particular Cancer. I just want to emphasize that strongly here. It won't be for all Cancers, so please, some of you are going to unfortunately not apply to this. But it is, this person's not talking because they feel like they got the shit under the stick, they got backstabbed, or however that was interpreted to them. But it is also, again, showing in their emotions a total, like, emotional loss. This may be for a Cancer that unfortunately betrayed them, or just stopped caring about the situation, or decided you didn't want to deal with it anymore for whatever reason, or you just got irritated at this person. I don't know. Maybe this person was, like, I don't know, trying to get their way and didn't go their way, and now they're kind of feeling a bit like hurt because you're not putting up with it. I'm trying to essentially describe it without sugarcoating it, is the problem. Because the energy, unfortunately, in Cancer is suggesting somewhat negative towards you. In other words, they're seeing you as the problem. Right? A lot of you, I know, I get it, are going to disagree. This can also be in situations where perhaps you just felt that you didn't want to deal with it anymore for whatever reason, but this person took it the wrong way, kind of like you were giving them the bird. But perhaps you felt your needs weren't being met, or this person couldn't deliver on what you wanted, and you decided to just move on or do something different. But this person took it to heart. In worst case scenario, this is describing a Cancer that probably did screw this person over. But that is only for a small percentage of you, alright? The rest of you, you may have just kind of decided, hey, I don't want to deal with this no more. Alright? For you probably had your reasons, right? It is showing just Temperance reverse. Something was not synergizing between the both of you. Alright? Will this person reach out to Cancer? Tower reversed. It's suggesting this person is waiting for the runes to clear. This overall read is highlighting a scenario between a Cancer and some other person that I would assume has happened fairly recently, and is not, per se, old. All right. How we define what recent is another story. It could be a couple weeks, couple months. All right. But it's suggesting like there was some blowout here or something that transpired. There was a degree of things kind of working against each other, friction, drama. It kind of seems like a Cancer that is just seeing it as a total loss or something. Something went wrong here. But there is, again, this person is demonstrating a emotional loss towards you that is quite significant. Quite significant. In addition to that, is kind of feeling like they kind of got the shit end of the stick here. It also does seem like a tower probably did occur, which would make sense for whatever this was. But in terms of reaching out, this person I don't imagine is going to do a whole lot. But the reversal here can talk about someone that's reapproaching the tower, A, because they're not over it, or B, they're waiting for the rubble to clear. It's very difficult to know what would happen next. All right. What else can we know about the situation, Spirit? It's suggesting something, Queen of Swords here, so it's I already know this is going to be saying for a Cancer that may, not all Cancers, but for certain Cancers may need to communicate something to this person. All right. What does the Queen of Swords mean to this person that Cancer's not talking about? Seven of Pentacles reversed. What would this mean for this person that Cancer's not talking? What does it mean for them? Okay. Here's what it's suggesting here, Cancer. Pay attention here. All right. What it means for this person is Two of Cups, a relationship. It is saying a Cancer that, and I'm assuming if you're not the Cancer, right, that if there was a Cancer that betrayed this person or did something dirty, maybe you cheated or something, then you're not going to apply to this next part. All right. It's only for Cancers that you didn't do that. Maybe you left because there was friction problems or whatever, just issues, right? In terms of this person, it's saying you would need to talk with logic, reason, clarity, directness about whatever issue is showing up here that's leading to a bad harvest, essentially a bad plan, right? Seven of Pentacles reversed is directly talking about in this particular scenario, it would be two people coming together and there's some persistent problem, whether it could be someone abusing drugs or alcohol. Well, that can cause a lot of issues and fights, right? Someone can't control their emotions. That's an example. Somebody that just doesn't want to work anymore, or just they're lazy. They don't ever have any aspirations to hold down a job. Well, I mean, if you have an unstable income, that can really make living together hard, right? Or having a functional connection. Hey, I don't have any money. Oh, I lost my job. I can't, blah, blah. Those are factors that aren't reaping a whole lot, all right? It can also just talk about behavioral issues or certain problems or factors that keep coming back between the both of you. It's saying those would have to be discussed with this person, clearly, all right? Communicated. But the Queen of Swords is someone that's a bit guarded and, meticulous, but in my opinion, Cancer, if you're getting to that point like that, I mean, this is the odds of this actually going anywhere is probably pretty low, right? This can also just be a Cancer communicating, again, what you're not seeing as positive, All right. Certain Cancers may not have really been willing to discuss what the true issues were, like they just couldn't be bothered. So maybe it's left this person a little bit unclear about how to feel about this. Maybe they just felt you just walked away and screwed them, when in actuality you had your reasons but just didn't explain it very well to them. But look, let's just hypothetically say you did all of that for whatever reason. What's the best case scenario here? The best case scenario is you'd probably just be standoff friends. I couldn't see this possibly working. And even if you did get back together, this is a sledgehammer here, because that's just saying you get back together and what, it's going to reverse? Unlikely, very unlikely. What would cause the King of Cups to go upright towards Cancer? What would need to be done? It's saying something about the past would have to be resolved. And it went over Tower reversed. So, again, this is kind of leading back to highly unlikely, because what it's essentially saying there is for a Cancer, so it's highlighting that this person is probably annoyed about something that happened from the past, right? That disrupted this affection they had for you, right? And it's saying that would have to be resolved. That would have to be resolved. In other words, you making it right with them. But let's be honest, how many people are really going to do that? Because you're going to have, most people are going to say, well, there was reasons why I did that. I had my reasons. All right. And sometimes you just gotta think about it, Cancer, that, you know, unfortunately, not all birds flock together. Some fly opposite directions. They just don't work for each other. All right. And trying to basically, again, there's that saying, birds of a feather flock together, is there for a reason. Because it's like some people just work very well with each other and others don't. All right. One bird's got polka dots and another one's got stripes. I mean, no amount of you working or resolving that is going to make them have the same, you know, stripes and stripes, right? It's not going to happen. So, anyways, that's what I got for you. Take it how you want, Cancer. Sorry, that was a bit confusing, but that seems like a very turbulent kind of scenario or what situation there. Ace of Swords reversed. Leo! How is my tiger game doing? And for those of that are new, I'm aware your sign's like a lion, but your tiger's on this channel. So, where are my searching for cheap eggs tigers at? Alright, it appears Walmart seems to have the cheapest eggs. I went to Publix and they wanted for the same eggs. This is frustrating. $10.50 for some organic eggs. Walmart had it for $5 something. Why are they charging double the price? Anyways, that's an irrelevant issue to this reading. I just had to get that out. It was very frustrating for me. Hopefully my bargain tigers can inform me on the best places to buy eggs. And no, I'm not raising hens outside. I go through a lot of eggs. I do a lot of baking and stuff like that. So, yes, I do use a lot of eggs. Alright. Tell me about the person our Leos are not talking with. This, I just want to show you, came out already. Ace of Swords reversed, so I'm going to take it, but we'll get another card. The person our Leos are not talking with, who is this person? What can we know? What can our bargain tigers know? All right. It is suggestive of an Emperor here. This is a person is suggesting may have been fairly significant to you. For some of you, it could be someone that was a former husband or a boss for some of you. This can also be a person in a position of power. It could be someone that you've seen has qualities that you see as a long-term partner. Quite a few things this can suggest here. The problem is with the Ace of Swords reversed, it's suggesting a lack of clarity, or there's certain things you don't know about this person. Translation, you have interest in this person, but there's, I don't know, there's some unknowns here for whatever reason. It's kind of vague with this description, but a mystery person? Leo, are you trying to F the boss? Just had to get that out. Sorry. Alright. Tell me about the person our Leos are not talking with. Has to be the boss. Alright. Tell me about the person our Leos are not talking with. How does this person feel towards Leo? Ace of Wands? The Dick card? I'll stop being vulgar here, but come on now. After I just said that. Really? Okay. Well, that's good. How else does this person feel towards Leo? The person our Leos are not talking about. There's too many cards. We're going to put that back. One card, and how this person feels towards Leo. Four of Swords reversed. This is showing an exiting of a timeout energy here. So we have some Libra and general fire energy here. We also have Aries showing up. It is suggestive whoever this person is seeing potential here between you and them. It is also showing what there may have been some type of timeout period this person was taking. For what reason, I don't know. But the reversal is suggesting an exiting of that. So that is good for you because it means that they're looking, seeking, or desiring some type of opportunity that would be doing something. The question is what? Let me ask this. How, the person that our Leos are not talking with, how do they currently see Leo? Ten of Swords? Why do they see that? It says King of Cups reversed. Whoever this individual is aware that you are getting over somebody. Right? I find this very strange that there was a similar message in Cancer's reading that I just did. And the King of Cups was showed up there reversed, and we had the Two of Swords there. In a different deck, and it's still showing up. Very interesting. So they're seeing you as overcoming something. Betrayal. This could be a Leo that felt that they got the real bad part of the deal from whoever they were dealing with. Someone that didn't care or they have a lot of frustrations. I'm not going to go into the whole scenario here. I mean, just look at the card. I mean, that's all you really need to know. Someone that you had obviously a lot of emotional investment in, Leo, didn't work out. But we've got a probing Tom here. Leo getting over this. Huh? Small possibility it's suggestive of them. Like, Why am I saying that? Because it could be saying like they're seeing you getting over them. I mean, there was Three of Swords precedes. Three of Swords will be breaking up. It goes into Four of Swords, healing, getting over that, exiting energy here. This is tricky because now I don't know if this is the boss. I know I'm saying the boss here. I want to apply to all of you, but for all I know, I don't know. It's a position of, this could be a brand new person. Someone that you've had contact with that is just hearing what's going on with old Leo. Maybe you've been unexpectedly shelling your feelings out to a certain person that's been paying attention and seeing as, oh, an opportunity. Why don't I come over and bring a 6-pack, or some wine, get some food, and you can tell me all about this person. And I'm just going to bring whatever this is in my pants. I'm saying, I know I'm making that sound very crude, Leo. In reality, it's not that crude, okay? It has potential to go in a direction. That's why I'm saying it like that. But the fact of the matter is, in plain English, this person's seeing a potential here with you. Doesn't mean to say that they're acting on it. But one would ask, the way this looks is like somebody that's seen a Leo getting over something, and it's a person that's aware of that and seeing an opportunity, right? However, small chance, very small chance, it's them seeing you getting over them. Why is this person not talking with Leo? One card. Three of Swords reversed. Even more interesting. The problem now is seeing this card is, again, further putting a divide on whether this is a new person or not. Because I just talked about the Three of Swords going into the Four of Swords, and here we have it here. So why would it be suggesting this? Basically what it's saying is, somewhere along the lines, there was some type of separation or heartbreak or pain. Why they're not talking with you is suggesting that either they're seeing this presently or they're waiting for this to resolve. Again, in their feelings, we've got Four of Swords reversed here. And the issue is I wonder if they're getting over something, maybe if you guys broke up. So let's just look at the first scenario. This is a person that you did date or something, and things were going well, and then it separated or ended. Well, maybe it was a bad breakup. You left, they left. All right. This person may be over it already, but maybe you're not. So that's a possibility there. All right. On the other hand, maybe this person got over something, all right, and they're seeing you getting over something, all right, and they're seeing an opportunity. The only reason why I can't give definitive clarity is because this Four of Swords reverse shows up in their feelings, and it's hard to translate whether this is a brand new person that's kind of assessing the situation to see where my Leo is at. You know, because it's like, think about it. If someone is like, let's say someone's going through a divorce. Well, if you're, you know, a person of the opposite sex or whatever you're into is looking at you privately, you know, they're just kind of like assessing the situation. They may be judging or gauging when the best time is to reapproach you. You know, obviously there's just certain times that are just bad times to be proposing, hey, let's go to the bar and chill. You know, if somebody's over something, it may be a better time to approach them and see if they're interested. All right. Either or, this is suggesting this person is seeing potential, and that's all that really matters, regardless of their assessment. So, in conclusion, what have I learned from this? This is either a new person here, Leo, that is seeing a potential. This potential would probably only occur depending on whether they feel that you're over something. Alright, if that doesn't apply to you, then this is also suggestive of a person that you did interact with or date that may be wondering if you're over whatever happened between you and them. Because if you are, then that may be a possibility for something to restart. But overall, this is still showing a mystery kind of energy, so I wouldn't like jump to any conclusions here. For some of you, maybe already over something, right? I also just want to say that because both of these energies suggest some situation that it occurred where there was some type of timeout period or heartbreak or disappointment or whatever, but it's almost implying it's over. So the question is, if that's true, how long has it been over? I don't know. But this does kind of cloud things a little bit. That's why I'm kind of giving possibilities here, Leo. Will this person reach out to Leo? The person that Leo's not talking with. Four of Pentacles reversed. That's not too favorable to you. Tell me more. So that is favorable. There's a heavy emphasis here in this reading talking about some individual that's on the other side, Leo, it keeps talking about releasement energy. Seems to be some factor in this. Like if you're over something. Whether that's them or another person, I don't know. But it's strongly suggestive that they would do something if that was the case. How are they determining that? I don't know. All right, but it seems like this person is waiting. All right. They may just view the situation as a potential, an option. All right, if the circumstances are right. So you may get something unexpected depending on how your energy is displayed going forwards. All right. And what I mean by that is if you are, let's say that you're out and about doing something unexpectedly with friends or in a situation, or you're posting stuff that you're not over something, that could be a problem, right? Because maybe it'll get back to them and they're like, okay, they're not over that. Take it how you want, Leo. Most of these readings I'm 50-50 on. Normally I have a bit of a clear answer on what I think, but you got someone here that does seem to have some interest in you, which is good, but yeah. Virgo. Tell me about the person our Virgos are not talking with. Who is this person? Oh, God. What can we know about this person? So we have the Queen of Swords horizontal here. This is a person that is kind of suggestive here. Well, this could be a lot of possibilities, but it suggests that some of you are contemplating, I'm assuming, potentially talking with this person or not talking with this person at all. All right. Being that it's Queen energy is also kind of suggestive of kind of waiting on messaging, not so much doing it. But it is teetering. If it goes reversed, it can talk about making things difficult with communication. In other words, either A, you don't want to talk with them, or B, even if you are willing to, it would be like you're very, I don't know, you're not going to make it easy on them. The upright would be more receptive, right? But the horizontal energy here is kind of implying that it goes either way. So I'm assuming there's not a clear stance from a Virgo towards this person on, do I want to hear from them or not? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. So this could be a it depends kind of scenario. Alright, so tell me about the person our Virgos are not talking with. How does this person feel towards Virgo? So we have the Ten of Swords. This card just keeps wanting to kind of come out today. Normally it never shows much, but today it's, I think it's showing up in like 4 different readings. So this person is a little bit disappointed towards you. We'll say that lightly first. How else does this person, another card comes out. Ten of Swords, or Ten of Wands. So I have Gemini and Sagittarius energy here. No. In their feelings towards you, Virgo, this is somewhat, well, it is. It's negative towards you, all right? They see the situation as a bit, like, well, they don't see it, but then their feelings are seen as, well, it's like a bit of a chore, all right? How do I explain this without it sounding, like, overly negative? This person may have felt that you kind of in some ways, I don't want to say betrayed them, but they got some type of the shit end of the stick type thing. Alright. And like dealing with you is just difficult. Like it's always an uphill battle, or they don't get much out of it. Or even that it's like a grind that it goes nowhere, it just leads to nothing. I mean, you can kind of see this person's energy here. It doesn't look like they're got the best feelings towards you. This person also kind of has that sense of like, what did I get out of this? How does this person see? The person our Virgos are not talking with, how do they see Virgo? Three of Wands reversed, so things are just going backwards, or it's stalled, or it's paused. There's no movement, it's stuck. Just disruptions in progress. This is a high card of just a card of being stalled. Or this can also talk about here that things become at times directionless, or when effort is put in, it doesn't lead to anything particular. This person may have a hard time communicating with you or trying to, I don't know, maybe they put in effort and other times they don't. Why is this person not talking with Virgo? It goes over the Three of Wands and it says Nine of Cups. So this person is desiring something. This person already has a vision when it comes to you and them about where they're wanting it to go. Alright? In this person's mind, it would suggest that they actually did have a pretty positive vision for it. It's one away from Ten of Cups, which is pretty strong energy. Problem is, it went over the Three of Wands reversed. It's not going in that direction. So this person's kind of, I guess, in some ways, overall picturing the situation like, yeah, I came in with Virgo, there was potential, it didn't go there. For this reason or that reason. Some of you may blame them. And that's fine. Will this person reach out to Virgo? Five of Wands. There is a lot of friction here. This reading is primarily for a Virgo that has, when you deal with this person, conflict is just, one word away or one step away type thing. All right. This is almost implying like this person's almost anticipating some type of tension or conflict with you, Virgo. And it goes back to this energy because this is a queen when a reversal is just, I'm not having it, don't want to deal with it. Or it's a queen that will basically say, I will argue with you tooth and nail. I don't really give a shit. All right. And then other times, certain times, you may be reasonable and open to communicating. It kind of depends. But this person's, whichever way they're looking at it, if they reach out, they're anticipating a struggle of some type, or it's not going to be easy in the lightest energy, or there's going to be challenges there. So I'm hesitant to say yes, but if this person does, one would ask what they're there for. You would have to judge that based on your situation, Virgo. This seems like a situation that's a bit of a, I don't know. I mean, if you're a Virgo that really hasn't had much issues with this person, then this reading may not apply to you. It's definitely highlighting someone you've had quite a bit of friction with. All right. How does Virgo resolve this friction with this person? What would be the solution? The Seven of Cups goes over the Nine of Cups. What it's saying here, Virgo, and this is an if you even give a shit enough to bother about this. It's saying that this person, as I just mentioned earlier, has a particular picture about what is a successful connection. Certain things that they are aspiring to. In other words, when they come around you, they have a vision in their mind about how they would like things to go. Granted, it's not all about them. We get that. We're not advocating for a one-sided picture that just do whatever they want. But what the tarot's saying is that you would be better off trying to determine what exactly is this picture of success that they're interested in. All right? It's saying there's a lot of confusion around that, and that needs to be cleared up. Right? This is kind of like, in some ways, explaining a situation where you're getting assigned a task without clear instructions. So it's saying, rather than you just trying to go off on your own and figure it out, why don't you clarify the instructions first? All right? It may help you. But again, in my personal opinion with tarot, most of you aren't going to be interested in doing that, and that's fine. That's what I got for you, Virgo. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Libra! How are the Libras doing? I hope all of you are doing well. From the bottom of my heart. Tell me about the person our Libras are not talking with. Who is this person? Who might they be? It says the devil. Some of you are directly dealing with Satan. All right. Maybe that's your gig. All right. It suggests this is a person who had quite a bit of a... So, Libra, this is suggesting a person that you've had a lot of attachment to, or it's been a degree of a toxic connection, all right? Sometimes it may not work, but you keep coming back to each other. There could be certain problems that keep coming up in the situation. What are those problems? Use your imagination. There is a wide variety of things that can come up in any given relationship or scenario. But it would suggest issues that keep reoccurring. The devil energy oftentimes creates scenarios where oftentimes it doesn't lead to successful outcomes or the desired outcome because there are oftentimes distractions, problems, illusions, or misconceptions that keep people kind of not discovering the solution. All right? Keep them stuck. In other words, that's kind of the problem with the devil energy is there's a lack of clarity. All right? What is the solution? Oftentimes, conflict or problems preoccupy a person that they fail to really see the bigger picture, and they stay locked in that, right? Where it doesn't yield much, right? So overall, this is really describing a situation between a Libra and a person where the desired outcome isn't being achieved. It's going around in circles, all right? And this could also be finger pointing, blaming one another. It could be just irrational fears. This card is heavily suggestive of causing misunderstandings, fears, worries, things like that. Why does that come out with devil energy very frequently? Because that oftentimes will create conflicts or unnecessary problems or issues. It's like, thinking you saw a black cat walk by and stuff like that. I swear I saw that cat when in actuality it was just a reflection of like a mouse or something that went by. Well, you may have been convinced it was a black cat, but in the true nature was it was something smaller, right? So, but again, just talking about illusions. So all of those things can create problems in a connection, all right? How they truly manifest and show up is going to be different for everyone. Tell me about the person our Libras are not talking with. How does this person feel towards our Libra? Nine of Swords. This person does get stressed about this. They feel that the situation between you and them creates a lot of stress or unnecessary problems. Alright, it's also for them mentally taxing. How else does this person feel towards our Libras? King of Pentacles. Tell me about that. Why are they feeling the King of Pentacles? Six of Pentacles reversed. This person does see things as one-sided here. Strongly one-sided here, Libra. And the reason is because the Six of Pentacles, when it's upright, is a very charitable card. It is giving, doing stuff for whatever reason. But the reversal is suggesting doing that. In other words, putting some degree of effort, whether that's driving somewhere, paying for something. It could be putting an effort, calling, communicating, doing stuff, whatever it may be. All right. But it's almost implying like there's a sense from them that it's getting taken advantage of or abused type thing. All right. Now, the frustrating part of this is that for certain Libras, obviously when you hear something like this, it's going to immediately piss you off because your stance will be that, hey, that's not true. I actually put in all the effort, all the work, and they just took advantage of me. All right? That actually may be possible. I'm not discounting that. All I'm reading here is essentially how this person feels. Whether you agree with it or not is another story. But this person essentially has a chip on their shoulder. Like they were kind of, either they felt that they were dumping resources or time into you, but it wasn't getting much. They weren't getting much back. And this may not be on everything. You have to remember, it's not. Be careful not to view it as an all or nothing type thing. It may be certain issues, all right? Just certain things, all right? But there is some, I don't know, it bothers this person clearly, all right? We have Gemini and Taurus energy here in Capricorn. We have Chariot coming out here. I'm going to put that back though. What is the reason this person is not talking with Libra? 8 of Cups reversed. So this person sees the situation as something they have to walk away from, Libra, leave, but they've come back to it before and it didn't yield much. All right. When the reversal of the 8 of Cups is present, it's almost implying that, again, it's coming back to this devil energy. It's like a situation, right? That, let's say, way back in the beginning it starts. There's excitement, there's chemistry or whatever. It's positive, it's good, right? But as soon as problems begin showing or occurring, right? Oftentimes there's conflict, there's tension, or there's just differences between the both of you, and maybe it dies off a bit and you guys go your own ways. But it's almost saying like this was reapproached again, but it didn't yield anything. So whether that was testing the waters again or actually physically dating again. So it's kind of like trying to reconcile or remake it work, but it's not leading to much. This person may feel that this is becoming a situation where they've invested time and resources, and it's not. What is it yielding? Nothing. All right. Could this all be happening because there's just a lack of synergy between the both of you? That's possible. There could be external factors. I mean, there's got to be certain barriers that are going on here, but so. This person is basically saying that even if they came back to the situation, they're kind of viewing it as it would probably lead to the same outcome, essentially. Will this person reach out to Libra? Went over the 8 of Cups reversed, 3 of Pentacles reversed. This is again, this is going back to six of Pentacles reversed. This person doesn't view you as being a team player, Libra. They see you as somebody that is more than likely going to only vouch for yourself, which, again, would make sense, because, I mean, if you piss off this person, you don't really care. But they're seeing the situation as there's a lack of cohesion between the both of you. All right? This person may also feel that they're anticipating that you are going to want certain things your way, or you're going to be resistant to doing things, I don't know. You may have a particular view of the situation that you're not going to budge from, and this person's kind of anticipating that. Overall, this person's energy towards you, Libra, is kind of suggesting a lot of pessimism. Alright. I don't know if that can be turned around or changed, but at this time it's not, again, it's someone that's really not gonna, I can't really see this person doing much here. How does Libra resolve this issue if this is going on and Libra is interested? So we have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. I got that for another reading as well. Why the 7 of Pentacles reversed? We have the King of Swords here. And it went over the 3 of Pentacles reversed. What the tarot is kind of implying or suggesting here, Libra, is you have a king here, King of Swords. It is implying that with the 7 of Pentacles reversed is kind of, it is talking about repetitive issues, or it can talk about sometimes results of things that keep appearing. One way of kind of explaining how that would look is it's showing like a spreadsheet where you're kind of evaluating the wins and the losses or the profits from accounting, and you're like, you know, whatever we're doing, it's showing the losses here. It's not yielding good results. All right, there was an investment and it's not panning out. So that's a repetitive theme in this reading here. It's saying this king would likely talk about Three of Pentacles reverse, saying that there's a lack of cohesion, or it would talk about something around that. This person seems to have a particular energy in that. They're seeing some type of divide between you and them, and it's just, I don't know. Quite a challenge of a situation here. Whoever this applies to, I don't know. All right, that's what I'm getting. It's very clear energy here. Good luck to you. Goodbye. Scorpio! Scorpio! Tell about the person our Scorpios are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know about the person our Scorpios are not talking with? We have the moon here. This is a person that there's a lot of uncertainty with. This can talk about surrounding mystery, wonder, curiosity, speculation. It's a person that you really just can't put your thumb on. Perhaps that could be, I don't know what they're doing, where they're at. Or you also kind of reflect on things that might have happened between you and them and kind of have curiosity on why that happened. Showing a lot of unknowns, but there's also a lot of emotional uncertainty between you and them. This person may leave you in the dark or doesn't really give you much clarity. It was a smoky trail. I was trying to say it while blowing it out, but... Alright, tell me about the person our Scorpios are not talking with. How does this person feel towards Scorpio? How do they feel towards Scorpio? The world that is the degree of completion. How else do they feel? Ace of Pentacles horizontal here. Well, this is somewhat okay energy because it is suggesting this person seeing some type of phase or cycle as completing or resolving. But while I say that, this person does wonder if an opportunity will be present or not to found something with you. Generally, the Pentacle energy, at least from how I read tarot, and I've kind of been discussing it a little bit in other reads, but it's a very crucial part in situations between people that are dating or interested in dating or have some degree of interest in one another, because you got to have some type of foundation where there's some certainty and some trust, right? You know, if you know somebody, you and them are just friends. You have certainty and trust. You know that me and you are just friends. That's it. All right? But when you get to those possibilities of what are we? Are we just friends now, or are we something more than that? You know, it creates that uncertainty. That's not healthy, and it's not going to be good for any connection, social or dating, to really go forwards. Because, you know, most people want to know where they stand, right? Also, another thing is, what are we trying to achieve? Well, if you're friends, it might just be hanging out and having coffee and just doing friends or stuff. But again, if you don't have that certainty, it's very hard to go and, you know, interact with someone when you're trying to constantly wonder, are they coming on to me? Or what are they doing? What do they mean by that? You know, because it starts creating that gray area. So that creates, again, instability, uncertainty. So this person seems to be interested in that, but not seeing it right now. Kind of a good reflection to this moon energy. Why is this person not talking to Scorpio? Seven of Swords. Reversed. It's almost suggesting something was found out, exposed, or it's suggesting here avoidance. Evasion. This person's just avoiding things right now. Is most likely what it's saying. What does the Seven of Swords reverse mean for Scorpio? So it says King of Pentacles reversed. Again, alright, so it's probably just avoiding you at this time. Or trying, or being lame. I don't know. I wouldn't expect too much from this person. Right? Will this person reach out to Scorpio? Person that's... It's saying potentially, yeah. Alright. So this does also align with the world energy. Temperance is when there's harmony again. Something is working. It's mixing and matching. Maybe you guys are going to have a cocktail or something. Alright. What is this person waiting on? Clarity over the world. What do we learn here, Scorpio? Whoever this mystery person is somebody that's sitting on the sidelines, carefully waiting for something to occur. Alright? The good news is that it does seem like they still have retained interest in you. Alright? This person seems to be aware of a strategy, or they're anticipating certain things to occur, or they're waiting on that to play out a certain way. Alright? I don't know if this person's waiting on you to resolve something, or maybe you're coming out of something. That could be possible. It's a slight possibility this is someone new, or new-ish. But this person, again, the overall message here is that they're waiting for the right time here. Which is, I guess, fair. Well, I guess you'll find something out. But I don't know what they're trying to find clarity over. Completion. Maybe a resolution to something? This is like strong vibes of someone kind of letting like things die down, waiting for the sun to come out again, kind of for things to, you know, for the right conditions. How serious they are about approaching you is another story, but the energy does, again, overall kind of suggest an interest. So I'm going to lean towards you probably will hear something, Scorpio. Alright. What else can we know about this person that Scorpio's not talking to? One card. What else can we know? I kind of felt your read was a bit short. Nothing? What else can we know about this person our Scorpios are not talking about? Why the Chariot? For certain Scorpios who are manifesting, I don't know who this is, it is suggesting something will be overcome. There will be some type of positive outcome here. Alright. Six of Cups is good. It is good energy here, and the Chariot does things, says that if there are barriers or obstacles, it may be resolved or things will, again, progress forwards. Six of Cups is great because that does talk about things, having good times, it's just going well. Alright, playful energy. So there might be a break for certain Scorpios. Again, who that applies to, I don't know. But the energy is strong, strongly suggesting a new potential start here or something that's coming. Alright? Pretty cool. At least you're like the only positive kind of reading today. Alright. Sagittarius. Tell me about the person Sagittarius are not talking with. So we have the Page of Swords reversed here. It could be a brat. Just kidding. Well, this card can suggest that. It is somebody here that is keeping tabs on you or just keeping a nosy, I don't know, a kind of a nosy, fuck me. Like being not a peeping Tom, but you know what I'm saying, Sagittarius. It's like somebody that's just being nosy or kind of curious. But at the same time, I'm always getting this vibe. It's like a person who wants to kind of see what's going on, but at the same time would be like, oh, I don't have any interest. I'm just wondering. Just wanted to know what was going on. I mean, you show up to the shop every single day. Do you want a job? No, I was just wondering. Just seeing what you guys are doing. It's kind of like that energy. Page of Swords, when it's reversed, can be very unpredictable. This person maybe have a degree of kind of like when you interact with them, it's like you're really uncertain as to what the hell they're trying to achieve or what they're going at. High potential, this person is someone that kind of randomly messages you, never responds. You respond back and they don't respond back. You're like, well, why did you reach out? Just because, sorry, got busy. You know, I don't know. I'm getting some type of energy off this card, like something around there. Some other person, our Sagittarius, are not talking with. How does this person feel? How do they head heart feel towards Sagittarius? When I was working at my old job at the hospital, they came around and all mandated us. I mandated all employees to go and watch this long-ass, repetitive module that was just like ramming it down our throat about the head-heart connection to our patients. Because they're basically saying that we're only using this part and not using enough of this. So we had to make the connection between our head and our heart. I thought cleaning their shit and piss up was enough, but evidently it wasn't. It was not enough. We weren't doing enough, God damn it. Alright, sorry, I had to get that out, that rant. Alright. Tell me about the person our Sagittarius are not talking with. How does this person feel towards Sagittarius? We have the Emperor reversed. How else do they feel towards Sagittarius? Six of Cups reversed. This person is dwelling on something from the past. Why is the Emperor reversed in their feelings? Something didn't work. This person didn't get their way. This person may have felt, Sagittarius, that they really, either A, they didn't present in their best light, B, they felt a bit of a failure or like they didn't deliver. This can be a person that in some ways has trouble with their ego. How else could I explain this? Well, this could be somebody that is looking at themselves like saying, yeah, I didn't have 100K. You know, if I had 100K, you know, it probably would work. You know, Sagittarius just wants that money. So I guess I didn't have what Sagittarius was wanting. Didn't have that six-pack ab, you know, and the 6 cars in the garage. I'm getting something like that. So this person may be kind of projecting that certain inadequacies of theirs was, I don't know, something to do with why you guys didn't work out. Whether that's actually true or not, who knows. But there is some type of inadequacy here. Tell me about the Six of Cups reversed. This is also classically a person just saying, oh, I wasn't good enough. Couldn't make Sagittarius happy. Just couldn't. Really, it's kind of, in some ways, blaming you. Saying that your standards were too high. The High Priestess reverse. This is a person that is overwhelmingly uncertain about themselves. There's a lot of skepticism on them where they don't know how to feel. Six of Cups reverse about the past. Certain situations that occurred between you and them. What does it mean? I'm just a lost lamb. I'll just go and stalk them a little bit. That'll make everything better. This person does not seem to have a clear sense of self. Alright, maybe I'm dogging them very hard, but what I am getting here is that this person does have some type of, I don't know, there is a lot of emotional uncertainty and also just, I don't, like, could be a degree of blaming themselves or feeling like they weren't good enough or something like that, or they're questioning certain things that occurred. And it seems like they, again, could be, there's some part of it that may be kind of feeling like they're inadequate. Didn't meet the cut. This person may have also felt, for others of you, that the way their behavior or how they presented was not meeting the grade that you were looking for. Or at least they kind of suspected that, oh, you know, Sagittarius just wasn't quite thrilled with my performance. But in some ways, kind of feeling, but I still get the sense like it's almost kind of passing the buck to you, where it's like, you know, really it's, you know, it's still kind of your fault, because you need to get a bigger perspective, Sagittarius. Not everybody can be the way that you're wanting them to be. You know, not every person can be an honest person. I think your standards of that are very unrealistic. Some people lie a lot, and that's perfectly okay. Is it okay? I feel like this person's convincing me, like they're gaslighting me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I've never been gaslighted through a reading before, but I guess this is the first time for everything. I'm like, wait, why am I feeling bad for this person? What is the reason this person is not talking with Sagittarius? So we have the Four of Pentacles horizontal here. This person is showing a mixed energy on whether to detach from this situation or to still kind of hold on to it. Again, why are you here? Why they're here is because they're uncertain whether they want to let go of this or still come back around for another serving. I know I said it was shit, but I don't know. I may want some more, please. So you do or don't like my cooking. I'm not saying it's great, but I do want some more. This seems like a person that has a lot of uncertainty on how they really stand towards you, Sagittarius. Where do you fit in my life? Will this person reach out to Sagittarius? Oh my god. So, the moon did come out. We did have the moon, but I'm going to put it back because there was too many cards that fell out. Will this person reach out to Sagittarius? And actually the moon would have answered that perfectly. King of Swords. It is suggestive of a strong possibility. Why am I saying possibility? It's air energy. Is because the king and the queen typically don't reach out. If we apply the moon energy here, that is still showing someone that is unsure. Alright? The King of Swords is almost implying a person that is like, if you were to reach out to them, catch them on the right moment, they would be open to talking. But this person doesn't overall seem very proactive. It kind of seems like they're on standby. So if like you guys, like let's say that you just decided not to talk to them, it's almost implying like there wouldn't be much communication if at all. But if you were to engage them, then there would be communication. That's how much almost playing out. So this does kind of seem like someone that's kind of wanting to kind of control the situation, but it seems like because they just don't know, either they don't know what they want, or they're just confused about what to think of the situation with you and them in the past. Alright. How could Sagittarius improve this person that's very confused, or what would Sagittarius need to do? Not that you would do this, but I'm just asking out of curiosity. It says you would need to discuss with them about the means for a new potential or start. Why would Sagittarius have to do that? It says again, moon energy, because there's a lot of uncertainty. So, what it's really saying there is that the peeping Tom over here seems to have a transparency problem, where they don't really, I don't know if it's suggesting like they're coming up with a lot of speculation about things that aren't actually true, or making up scenarios again about things that aren't happening, or whatever, or this person's a naysayer or a doubter or a skeptical person. All of those are potentials, alright? But whatever the case is, it's saying that there's a degree of a lack of clarity What part you're playing in that, Sagittarius, I don't know. Maybe you give them mixed signals, all right? But it's almost kind of saying you would have to, on a silver platter, tell them that something's possible to the king. Maybe it would be more definitive clarity on about where you guys stand. Right. Hi, I'm willing to make things work with you. I could do that. Like you're talking about an opportunity. Yes. Maybe you need to do something like that. But here's the thing, though, with that. Nothing is for certain when it comes to tarot. For all I know, the person just wouldn't be interested. I don't know. Not sure who that applies to. Good luck to you, Sagittarius. All right. Not Sagittarius, Capricorn. Alright, a card came out already for you, Capricorn. It was Justice reversed, but we're going to get another one on who this person might be. Some of the person are Capricorns. Are not talking with. Who is this person? So we have the Nine of Cups reversed, and we have Justice reversed. This is somewhat negative here, Capricorn, because it's talking about an individual of some sort that there could have been potentials for disagreements or frustrations or feeling that it was unfair to you. All right. Another card comes out, Temperance reversed. It would almost imply a considerable amount of imbalance here. The problem is it's not being specific as to what. We're seeing the Temperance reversed, Justice reversed, Nine of Cups reversed. So it's saying there was like almost a degree of emotions could have been kind of blunted here, depressive vibe, or somebody was just not enthusiastic, loss of chemistry here. At the very bare minimum, it's just saying that there was just a total imbalance here. Like something was occurring or between the both of you that was causing a divide between the both of you. This could have been some type of like topic that you guys kept discussing that was significant to the both of you that you couldn't find the solution to. Or it was something little. So like this could be in scenarios where two people come along and for the most part it works pretty good. But then there just happens to be one little particular topic of discussion that comes up where there's a very big disagreement between each other. And then from there on, it keeps kind of popping up and growing in size, like a tumor or something. Because it's kind of like one person's wanting you to see their way, like, or understand their perspective, and then you're having a disagreement with it, and they're not really accepting that or acknowledging that. Like they're, like, you're wrong about that, you know? Like an irritation. It's kind of saying something like that. Tell me about the person our Capricorns are not talking with. How does this person feel towards Capricorn? Let's see what this says. So it's showing the World reversed. So this is fixed sign energy. It is showing, there's also a Tower reversed here. I'm not going to take it though, but it is suggesting some type of regression here, or again, repeating issue where a lesson is not being learned. Can also suggest a failure or flop. There's a lack of growth here in their feelings. How else does this person feel towards Capricorn? Two of Cups. This person still sees you as a partner or somebody they want to, I guess, have a relationship with. Why does this person that Capricorn's not talking with, why do they feel the world reversing them? Ew. We have Seven of Swords here. This can be talking about a Capricorn that was dealing with some type of shady situation. This is kind of a tricky one because, you know, the Justice reverse can talk about affairs or it can talk about unorthodox situations. And this can also talk about cheating and affairs, which would cause the world being reversed, like a loss, you know. But this can also talk about behavior. Behavioral patterns that keep repeating. But it can also suggest... one other possibility here, Capricorn, is this person in their feelings. Seven of Swords does have a component where it does talk about strategizing. This person may be trying to analyze or figure out what isn't working between the both of you. That's more of a lighter possibility here. And the reason I'm saying that is because the Two of Cups is here, so it can kind of imply like there is some interest to mend something here. But, how does this person that Capricorn's not talking with, how do they see Capricorn? How do they see Capricorn? So we have the Three of Pentacles horizontal. How else does this person see Capricorn? This person sees, from their perspective, that sometimes you are open, you may be interested to... Now, in terms of playing ball, and I'm just going to use this simple way of explaining it, because, again, how this is truly playing out in reality is hard. It would be hard to know. But it's almost implying that they feel that you're cooperative sometimes and other times you're not. Sometimes you're interested to put effort in it, and then other times you're not. Also, if it's none of that, it's showing a questioning energy on whether you would want to fix things or work on things. For some of you, may not be interested. But there's some type of concern around participation here from them. Why is this person not talking with Capricorn? The person out of Capricorns are not talking with. Why are they not talking with them? It says because of the Ace of Wands, so they're not seeing any potential right now. Why is this person not seeing any potential? What's the reason? Queen of Pentacles reversed, and it went over the Three of Pentacles horizontal going to Two of Cups. Again, this is implying this person's perspective is that you're no longer interested in working on things. Alright? Some of you are going to immediately disagree with that. Alright? But once again, the Queen of Pentacles would be long-term potential. It's reversed here. This is oftentimes a queen that is not willing to really put the effort or work into, or is just not interested in long-term things, or putting the necessary work to make something succeed. You got to remember with the Pentacle energy, when the King and Queen are upright, it's a strong indicator that they're going to put in the necessary effort and work to resolve an issue or a problem to hopefully make it go in a better direction. The reversal is, again, as I said, it's a queen that either just doesn't care or is unwilling to waste any more time on it. And it's going right to the Three of Pentacles horizontal, where this person's anticipating that, yeah, there isn't much of an opportunity or things going forward because Capricorn translation just isn't really playing ball sometimes, or it doesn't look like they want to. So, what are we learning about this person? This person seems to have this angle where they seem to be more interested, or or concerned about things versus you. How they're getting to that true conclusion, I don't know. But they seem to be kind of under the impression like, well, it's more of a Capricorn problem. You know, it's not really me. I don't control what Capricorn does, so. Why, if this is true, why would it say Capricorn's resistant to them? For what reason? It says because of 10 of Cups. It's saying a Capricorn would be resistant because of a Capricorn is desiring a stronger emotional connection to this person, which obviously it's suggesting you're not getting, which is therefore why you're being resistant. Alright? 10 of Cups is a strong romantic bond or emotional connection to this person. Basically, the Tarot's implying that some of you have lost that, or you never achieved it. So, therefore, your degree of interest or willingness to put in the necessary effort is waxing or waning or absent because of the fact that you're like, well, the emotional bond that I'm looking for to give me that security or trust to want to deliver or work on this hasn't been met. Therefore, I am just unsure. This could also be suggesting a queen is just unsure. And it's maybe she is interested in putting in effort, but again, she's reversed because of the fact that she's just wondering if this is a time waste. This person may just be having a bad issue with interpreting the situation, Capricorn. But again, could be, I don't know. Will this person reach out to Capricorn? 10 of Pentacles reversed. Again, it goes over 3 of Pentacles reversed, Queen of Pentacles reversed. I'm leaning towards a no on this, Capricorn. But even if, here's what I want to say. Even if this person does reach out or does engage you, it would almost imply from the tarot that even if that was to occur, their confidence that this will bloom into something good is very low. So the only way that would change is if you somehow show up in a different light that was not expected to happen, or they weren't expecting it. That may change the outcome. All right? But anyways, that's what I got for you, Capricorn. Good luck to you. Some of the situations today have been somewhat 50-50. This is kind of one of them because to me, this seems like I don't know which Capricorn this applies to, but it almost kind of leans towards a misunderstanding, or there's some type of, they're not understanding something about you, and then they're kind of misunderstanding it or taking it like you're just not interested, or you're not trying, or, whatever, because of some other reason they're coming up with in their head. Alright. If you're unable to really explain it to this person and they just don't get it, I'm just saying, if it does apply to you, then there's only so much you can control and there's only so much you can do. Alright? So, anyways, that's what I got for you. Thanks for watching, Capricorn. Leave me a like if you got something out of this. Aquarius. Hey, Aquas. Alright. Tell me about the person our Aquarius are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know for our Aqua game? What can we know about this person our Aquarius are not talking with? So we have the Magician reversed. I'm going to use the Crow Tarot here. Clarify the Magician reversed. Why does it describe this person as Magician reversed? We do have Queen of Cups reversed here. So we have Six of Wands. So it's suggesting some type of failure here with this person. The conditions weren't right or weren't there to make it work. So this is essentially describing a person, Aquarius, where there obviously was a desire to make something. I don't know. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, if you're dating or meeting up with somebody, I mean, the intention is for it to grow or to be prosperous or to obviously, lead to something more desirable, right? But it's implying that it didn't really lead to that, and part of the reason is that between the universe, you, and whatever was going on with the other person, the means to really make it happen just weren't there. Now, this may have been relating to factors that are outside of your control, right? Something about this person that Aquarius apparently couldn't make it work with, that they're not talking with. How does that person feel towards Aquarius? Tower. This person kind of feels that there was an unexpected blowout between the both of you, or there was something significant that happened between you and them that has caused a disruption. For some of you Aquarius, this could have been fairly recent. For others of you, like I said, may have happened a couple months ago or more than that. But it's showing in their feelings a strong reflection to something that was a major blowout. That was likely, again, something, it just wasn't working, or they didn't really expect it to occur like that. How else does this person feel towards Aquarius? Showing the star horizontal. This person's emotions are somewhat unclear here, Aquarius, because the reversal of this can suggest in some ways some degree of hopelessness or just kind of being a bit lost or uncertain, but the star going upright can kind of suggest just trying to get over it type thing. There's a mixture here. Also, it can talk about communication issues here or reflection around that. How does this person see Aquarius? This person apparently does. Your only sign today to get the Lovers. I haven't seen this card once in multiple decks at all. So this person does see something special between you and them. Whether that emotional connection is true to the core, Aquarius, is another story. But this person does see you as someone of significance to them. Alright? We've got some Gemini energy there. What is the reason this person's not talking with Aquarius? Nine of Cups went over the Tower. Yeah, a wish coming true didn't come true. Again, major blowout here of some sort. This is very positive energy. It really is. Nine of Cups is a great card. You can talk about things going, again, a wish coming true, things going in your favor, success of something. You kind of see toasting here. Obviously, anybody, the classic interpretation is you're toasting to the success of a venture of some sort. In this case, it would be a romantic situation, but it's going over a tower. It doesn't look like anybody's enjoying that success very well. So there may have been a strong intention towards something here that didn't pan out in that direction. Alright, so this person's kind of seeing it as a bit of a, I don't know, bit of a loss here. How does Aquarius see this person? This won't apply. This may not apply to most of you. It's just more for me. How does Aquarius see this person that they're not talking about? So it shows Three of Swords reversed. So it's saying you see this person as so. This is almost like saying someone you separated from, but a lot of you are already over it, or you're moving past it. Will this person reach out to Aquarius? The person that Aquarius is not talking with, will they reach out to Aquarius? It's saying yes. For some of you, this person may approach it, and it went over the Nine of Cups. This person may want to try and work on things again. All right. Why? What is the reason this person is maintaining interest in Aquarius? Well, look at that. This person does want another option for another to restart the connection, or I don't know, have another go at it. This is about as good as you can get. Opportunity in a relationship. So this seems like a potential reconciliation for certain Aquariuses. Let's not jump or get ahead of ourselves here, all right? You'll know if this applies to you or not. It's kind of describing a situation or scenario that either recently or within the last couple of months or something like that probably took a nosedive for whatever reason unexpectedly, or maybe it was what it is, but it's showing the potential for reconciliation. Thanks for watching, Aquarius. Leave a like if you got something out of that. Alright. Pisces. Hi there, Pisces. Alright. Tell me what the person our Pisces are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know? What can we know? What can you know? I'm going to put this back. What did we get there? So this could have been some... It's showing an Emperor and Ten of Swords. We're going to take it back because it's 2 cards. I only want 1. Tell me what the person our Pisces are not talking with. Who is this person? So we have 2 of Swords here. So it's suggestive here of a person that you're kind of split about Pisces. Tell me about the 2 of Swords. What is the right sword? What does the right sword suggest in the 2 of Swords? So we have Ace of... We're going to take that. What is the left sword showing? Card comes out. Sun reversed. Why would it suggest the sun being reversed? Oh my god, these are brand new cards. I don't know why they're getting stuck. Losing hope. Alright. So it's saying in regards to this person, this is an individual where it's really not illuminating a great deal here. It's almost generalized, but it's saying weighing out an option of a potential start, something that could be reconnect you guys or something, but there's also a degree of giving up, no hope. The Sun reverse is a very depressing card in the tarot. Strength reverse is just showing a loss. One side is almost suggesting just loss, giving up on it. The other side is showing potential. But going to the 2 of Swords is kind of suggesting that you're not really sure what to choose when it comes to this person. Maybe because there's a lot of unknowns. I don't know. The problem with the 2 of Swords energy is it can be a card where it just stays stuck in that position for quite some time. Nobody says just because you're facing a decision that you're forced to make a decision in that spot. Some people just sit on not choosing. That's a decision in some ways, but so there is contemplation here about this. It's a person that I'm guessing you contemplate a lot about what to do. Abandon it or consider it. Tell me about the person our Pisces are not talking with. How does this person feel towards Pisces? Okay, we have the Emperor reversed. I guess that really wanted to come out. How else do they feel towards Pisces? We have King of Pentacles reversed. This person, I'm assuming, feels like somewhat inadequate. Why is it showing reversals of these kings towards Pisces and their feelings? Look at that. As I said, inadequacies. Whoever this individual is, Pisces, seems to be... I had this for one other reading where it was almost implying an unconfident individual, and I'm kind of seeing it here again. If you look at this picture, you see there's a lot of confidence in the family unit here, but the reversal here is kind of talking about negative characteristics. This man right here would be your family man, your provider, your traditional kind of breadwinner, you know, taking care of business, being honest, responsible, doing, you know, what needs to be done. But these kings, the Emperor and the King of Pentacles here, would be optimal for that. But the reversal here is implying a lack of an ability to do that, either by choice or by this person feeling that they're just not adequate enough. This can be a person that's like, how can this occur? It can be somebody that interacts with you, and then maybe just from how things transpire, like they're feeling like you're not, per se, thrilled what they have to offer, or you're not displaying the kinds of, I don't know, signs or cues they may be looking for that would suggest you're gung-ho for them, you know. Perhaps their lifestyle is not very suitable for a strong relationship or family kind of setting, or maybe this person feels like they're inadequate to do that for whatever reason. Especially if they have a drinking, drugging problem or something else going on, maybe that could be interfering where they're kind of like doubting their ability to do that. So this could be where it's like they know what you want, but they don't know if they can get it, type thing. The Emperor and King of Pentacles both are talking about someone that may not be dependable or reliable. Or this person just, I don't know, is going through a scenario where they just don't have the career. It could be a career-related issue for some Pisces where this person is just like saying, I just need to focus on my business and I don't have time really for a relationship. For others of you, this can talk about a person who's doing really bad with money and can't hold down a job, or is just going through a bad financial period. That could influence their ability to commit to a connection as well. I don't know. There's something that I guess is applying here around that to you. What is the reason this person is not talking with Pisces? Eight of Cups reversed. I've seen this also come out in certain readings, but this is implying it's Pisces energy. It is kind of suggesting that this person views it as a situation they've really either tried to resolve or make it work or something, it's not yielding much, right? In some situations, you have to leave it, walk away. And in doing so, the work that you invested into it, there's a part of you that gets left there. In other words, you can kind of see some of those cups are spilt. That is representing a Three of Cups reversed, where something didn't go to plan. It's depressing, it's annoying, it's sad, sucks, didn't work out. All right, and then the five that are standing are talking about the Five of Cups. Again, a loss. Both of those are singing losses. So in other words, I have to walk, I have to leave, right? But the reversal is coming back to that. So one would basically say that this person may have seen some degree of something not working out between the both of you and questioning how coming back to this is really going to resolve anything or work. It's like, well, we've done that before, but, this person may feel that, like, you two have the potential for that, but there's problems, I'm guessing, somewhere with them or how they're showing up that's not synergizing or making it work with you. And they're just kind of looking at it like, why bother? Will this person reach out to Pisces. So we have the Fool horizontal. There is some interest in this person to reconnect or take a chance on something. It's horizontal though, so it suggests it could go either way. The reversal would suggest not taking a chance. It's saying it's 50-50 here. Why would it be 50-50? The reason is because this person's viewing this as a scenario that they've already gone down this path before with you and have seen one reason or another why it didn't work. All right. However, as I said, there is still some degree of interest towards you, but the problem is that they're seeing that there's a larger side of them kind of weighing out that if I did that, it's probably going to result in the same outcome. And so they're kind of contemplating whether to take a brand new chance on that or not. So this person doesn't seem to know. So, I mean, essentially this is describing a situation where something major would have to change here. What would Pisces have to do to eliminate all this uncertainty from this person's standpoint? So we have the Four of Pentacles reversed, and what else? So it's saying you need to have a brand new, be clear and decisive about a new beginning. But the Four of Pentacles reversal here is suggesting coming out of financial hardship for some of you, financial struggles, but it's also showing a more easygoing energy and releasement of stuff. So it may be describing that there are certain things you have to release or let go of. Tell me more about the Four of Pentacles reversed. It's saying you would need to, if you have any negative emotions towards this person, pain or whatever, you would have to let go of that. Four of Pentacles reversed is no longer holding on to it. It's letting it go. All right? To some extent, it's somewhat suggestive here of a Pisces that's holding on to some type of issues that have occurred that have negatively affected you, and you're not choosing to let that go. And you may have your reasons for it. In other words, you're cautious towards this person, but it's saying in some ways, well, if you do that, it's not going to work anyways. So, I don't know. In this particular scenario, this is a tricky one. For a lot of you, are probably just going to move on past it. All right? There is a 50-50 chance this person may approach you again. But again, even if this person does, and this reading kind of does apply to you, then if you have problems, distrust issues, trust issues, or you've been kind of let down by this person before, it's kind of giving you a tricky one where it's like, well, you can't hold on to this. So you would have to let this go. In other words, give them a clean slate. That's what I'm trying to say. All right? Washing the wrongs from the past. Like it didn't happen. But having a brand new start as well. Being transparent, I guess, about what you want. But even if you did all of that, there's no guarantee it would go anywhere. All right? You be the judge of your own situation, Pisces. There's a lot of uncertainty in this reading. Mystery for Pisces. Anything unexpected that we should know? Lovers. This person does have some potential for a strong chemistry with you, if they haven't already. You may fall in love with this person. Interesting. Things have the potential to balance out. How does Pisces do that? How does Pisces get to that? Lovers, Queen of Cups, Two of Pentacles. What's the secret? We have Four of Wands reversed. Clarify that. Why is that the secret? Again, it talks about the imbalance. So it's reverting back to whatever this was. Failed relationship, imbalance, pain. Good luck to you, Pisces. I honestly, as much as this looks really positive, I highly doubt that a lot of you, if that does apply to you, then I don't know. Sometimes those things are easier said than done to move on past. There was obviously something for some of you that pissed you off, irritated you for a reason. You know, not easy to just kind of clear the slate, but I don't know. Tarot is sometimes difficult to understand. If you got something out of this from my rambling, thank you for watching. Leave me a like. All right, I see a 50-50 chance of this person potentially doing something. All right.